And right now, I'm just trying to get this stupid stream to start.
Not wanting to start.
Yeah. Good morning, Rampage family. Welcome back. Game 2 of the weekend. This morning's game matchup is against the Ohio Blue Jackets. We have played this team one time previously. They're a good team. This is the highest ranked team that we're playing of the 3 scheduled games that we have. And they're pretty dirty, pretty nasty, and pretty good. We battled them really well the last time we played them, and unfortunately dropped that game. Hopefully the boys will do a little bit better today. It is going to be a battle. It's going to be physical. It's going to be mean. But as the saying goes, life ain't fair and the world is mean, and that's okay. I think our boys are up to the task. I just want to see them play some good hockey this morning. They've been on a roll of really playing good, gritty, tough hockey and not backing down or giving up with anyone. And I just want to see them keep that trend going. These are good kids. They're always fun to watch anyway, but it's even more funner to watch when they're doing well, and they have been doing well lately. So hopefully they will continue to do so. Warm-up period's complete. Boys have talked to themselves, got themselves fired up.
Morning.
I'm fired up as well. Standing down the bench a little ways, closer to our parents than the other team's parents for safety reasons. Let's see what we've got lined up to get us started here. Period number 1. Ryder Shields is in net. Up front, we've got Drexel, Root, and Judkins. On the blue line, we've got Bisley and Bennett. It was an exciting win last night in a shootout against the Coyotes that we've had to battle with many times this season already. Let's hope the boys carry some momentum and keep enough left in the tank to put up a good fight against Buffalo today. Comes back to Bisley. Bisley sends it up the wall on the near side, pucks in the zone. It's going to rim around to the far corner. Blue Jackets send it up and out. Bennett has it at neutral ice. Bennett's going to turn with it, sends it back up, and Blue Jackets coming back the other way. They're into the zone. Quick shot taken, goes just wide of the net. Into the corner on the far side. Blue Jackets send it up to the point on the far side. In, and Shields deflects it wide, and now it's in the corner down low on the near side. Sent around to Bennett on the far side, up the wall, looking for Drexel. Drexel's going to backhand it up and out of the zone. It bounces into the Blue Jacket zone. Little back and forth at neutral ice. Rampage are getting the line change out. Nice poke check by Freitas. Sends it into the zone down low. Rims around to the near side boards. Blue Jackets up the near side into the Rampage zone. Whitted picks up puck goes back behind the net. Out to the far corner. White has it on his stick momentarily. Whitted's going to turn in the corner, send it up the wall to Freitas. Freitas to Whittingham. Whittingham's up and across the red line. He's into the zone to Lester. Lester's going to dump it back in behind. Rims around to the far corner. Freitas fans on it. Now Blue Jackets clear it up. White sends it back in. Rampage have to tag. They're going to go for a change. Whitted's in on the forecheck. Blue Jackets back behind their net with it. Up the far side boards. Into the Rampage zone. Quick shot, and that one goes in the net. So with 15:26 left in period number 1, the Blue Jackets take the lead 1-0. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Flanagan, Rahosian, Fewer, and Bisley. Rampage win the draw, back into their own zone with it. Bisley sends it around the boards, takes a weird bounce up towards Rahojian, ends up back in the corner. Blue Jackets center the pass, and now Rahojian scoops it over towards Flanagan. Flanagan's out of the zone. He's going to dump it hard, and he receives a check into the linesman. Puck into the Rampage zone on the far side. Covers it up. We get a stoppage. We're going to face off in the Rampage zone. 14:52 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, Root, Drexel, Judkins, Lester, and White. Blue Jackets win the draw, send the puck wide of the net to the far side wall. Back around to the near side. White gets there, sends it up and out. Blue Jackets turn around, dump it back in. Lester has to come back for it. Lester sends it up the wall on the far side. Off the wall, Judkins picks it up, clears the zone, and a poke check's going to send it back in. Blue Jackets have to tag. White skates it to the near side, up and out. And Drexel's going to turn fired into the zone in the near side corner. Down the wall into the Rampage zone. Espirito has to come back for it. He's got a player on. He gets pinned on the wall and then battle for the puck in the corner. Blue Jackets pick it up behind the net. The far side, centering pass. Comes up to Freitas. Freitas is going to skate it up and out across the red line. Freitas makes a move in the Blue Jacket zone. It's pinned on the wall on the far side. That wasn't really that impressive of a check, but they seem to think so. Puck back down and behind. Blue Jackets center the puck, shot taken, Shields with the save. We're going to stop it. We're going to face off in the Rampage zone. 13:38 left in period number 1. Bisley sends it over across the far side to Freitas. Freitas up looking for Whitted. Whitted's going to dump it in. Whittingham in on the forecheck. Blue Jackets send up the near side wall. Fewer pinches in. Sends it back down low and behind. Battle for the puck back behind. Comes up and out of the zone to Fewer. Fewer backhands it into the zone. Blue Jackets have it on their stick. Rampage is going to get a change. Into the Rampage zone near side. Shot goes wide, comes up and out. Blue Jackets send it back in. White has it on his stick. He skates it up and through. White's into the zone. Quick shot. Goes wide of the net. Blue Jackets send it up and out to neutral. Lester knocks it down. Backhands it up to Banyan. Banyan waits. Not quite long enough for the tag. Rampage offside. 12:51 left in period number 1. Face-off will be outside the Blue Jacket zone. On the ice, we've got Banyan, Foster, Flanagan, Lester, and White. Blue Jackets win the draw, across to the far side. Back across to the near side again. Scoots into the Rampage zone. Lester sends it up in the air, out of the zone. Blue Jackets back into their own zone with it, and then back up again. Puck to the far side. Foster picks it up momentarily. It's back behind the net on the Rampage zone now. Tied up back behind the Rampage net. Puck comes out to Lester. He's going to turn and gives it to Banyan. Banyan up to Flanagan. Flanagan sends it into the zone. Banyan's going to chase it down back behind. Pass goes across. Blue Jackets are into the zone. Bennett with a quick steal, unable to clear. It was played with a high stick. Play doesn't stop even though it was played with a high stick. Blue Jackets still with the puck. Send it up and over the wall on the far side. Back to the near side corner. Up to the point it comes out. We have a whistle for icing. 11:35 left in period number 1. Faceoff's going to come back to the Rampage zone. Is it not?
Freezing every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's internet.
It is, yeah. There's My cell phone service in here is pretty bad too, so not a whole lot I can do about it. I'll try to mess with it a little bit here.
5G W Ultra. So
Yeah. I'm showing a couple bars on my 5G too, but it was really slow to load. It just, yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks, Matt. Blue Jackets into the far side wall. Puck goes across and into the near corner, and we have a whistle for icing. Faceoff will be back in Blue Jacket zone. 11-10 left in period number 1. On the ice, we've got Foster, Sarver, Banyan, Lester, and White. Tied up on the draw. Blue Jackets send it across to the near side. Gets poked through. Lester takes it to the far side and reverses direction for White. White sends it up the boards to Sarver. Sarver across to the near side. Blue Jackets get there first. It gets deflected up into the Rampage zone. Puck down into the corner now. Centering pass out front. Sarver picks it up, feeds it up to Banyan. Banyan across the red line. He's going to dump it in. Chase it down low. Blue Jackets over to the near side. Back into the corner. Up the far side wall. Blue Jackets with the puck. It's up and out of the zone now. Into the Rampage zone. Sarver's going to send it back out again. And it's right at the blue line. And Rahosian sends it back to Bennett. Up to Roberts. A little back and forth at neutral. And now Blue Jackets coming back the other way. They're on the near side into the Rampage zone. Skate back behind the net into the far side now. Up to the point. Back down the far wall. Up to the point again. Stuck on the wall on the near side where I can't really see it or what's happening. A quick shot from the point that lobs in. Shields has it in his glove. He's going to hang on. 9:44 left in period number 1. It's one of those weird off-time lob shots that can be dangerous sometimes. Out on the ice, we've got Root, Drexel, Judkins, Fewer, and Bisley. Puck goes just wide of the net to the far side boards. Gets cleared up and out. Blue Jackets have it and neutralize him back in their own zone. Bisley with the quick steal, coming back the other way, sends it cross ice to the far side. Judkins turns and fires. Goaltender deflects it back behind the net. Puck comes to the near side, up the wall. Blue Jackets into the Rampage zone. Bisley changes directions. He clears it back out to neutral. Blue Jackets have to tag. They regroup back in their own zone with it. Lead pass, and the player blew a tire and still got a shot off from the ice. That's going to go in. 9:01 left in period number 1. Cherry picker on a breakaway that blew a tire and still somehow managed to wrangle it back in and take a really nice shot while he was laying down on the ice. Blue Jackets up 2-0. And Rampage need to see some signs of life here. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Whitted, Freitas, Lester, and White. Blue Jackets win the draw. Cross ice to the far side. Off of a stick, bouncing around a little bit. Whitted wrangles it in. He's into the zone. Over to Freitas on the near side wall. Puck goes down low. Whittingham just absolutely cleans somebody's clock. Blue Jackets coming back the other way. Puck goes wide of the net, comes to the near side. White sends it around the boards to Lester. Lester's going to turn and skate with it. Loses the handle. Blue Jackets poke it back into the zone. White picks it up, turns. He's going to skate with it. Off the wall now. Cross to Sarver. Sarver's going to dump it into the zone. Over to the near side and back again. Held it in the zone. Blue Jackets with it up the near side wall. Banyan has it down low. Back to Bennett. Bennett over to Sarver. Sarver across to Foster. Foster poke check on the shot, and now it's going to end up down into the corner and across the far side. Blue Jackets with the puck. Stretch pass goes off of the Rampage, sticking into the zone. They're sending people deep. We got to watch, not let them get behind us like they're trying to do. Sarver's going to dump it in, and he's going to the bench for a change. Blue Jackets send it up the near side. And that was offside, and we do get a whistle. 7:18 left in period number one. We'll get a face-off back in the Blue Jackets zone. On the ice, we've got Warhojan, Flanagan, Roberts, Lester, and White. Blue Jackets with the puck, send it up and out of the zone. Into the Rampage zone. Centering pass, and it bounces just wide of the net. Roberts with an excellent reverse check. Flanagan's into the zone. Blue Jackets coming back the other way. Into the Rampage zone on the far side. Down low and into the corner. Puck comes up to the point. Flanagan gets pinched on the wall. Blue Jackets turn it around. Cross to the near side into the Rampage zone. Centering pass. Shields turns it aside. Judkins chips it to the far wall. Drexel's going to get there. Drexel sends it off the wall and out. Once again, tipped down with the high stick. Play continues. Not entirely sure the refs know how that rule works. Puck up to the point on the far side. Cross to the near side. Root gets in front of that one and eats that shot. Puck goes across to the far point. Shot taken, goes up and over, ends up on the near side. Blue Jackets with it down low. They're going to send it across to the near side corner. Up to the point on the near side. Across to the far side now. And Drexel eats that one, and he's hurting. A couple of players eating shots that pretty tender. Puck's still in the zone. Fewer's going to get there. He's going to send it up and out. Rampage trying to get a change. Blue Jackets with the puck. They're going to turn to the far side. That was too many men on the ice. Play continues. Fewer sends it up the wall on the near side. It's going to go the distance. That'll be icing. So far, I've seen two played with a high stick and one too many men on the ice that were made. None of them were called. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Whitted, Freitas, Espirito, and Bennett. Puck up and out. Whitted's got a little bit of room. He's into the zone. Over to Bennett. Nice defensive play, unfortunately for us, by the Blue Jackets. Zone. Pass across to the near side. Shot taken. Shields with a nice save. That's going to go to the far wall. Blue Jackets down in the corner with it. Puck gets deflected, comes to the near side wall. Espirito knocks it down. He's going to skate it up and out. Sends it off the boards into the Blue Jacket zone. Play will continue. Rampage change. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Yeah.
It's better service now.
Yeah.
Give it a minor for interference. That will penalty 2:45. Well, 2 minutes interference at 2:45.
Rampage on the power play. 14:04 left. 1:50 left on the power play. Whittingham over to Lester on the far side. Stuck on the near side wall. Goes down low. It's going to rim around to the far side, up and out of the zone. Lester has to rush back for it. There's a player on. Player lost an edge. Lester sends it up to Root. Root turns with it. He's into the zone. Quick poke check, and it gets sent up and out. Whittingham has to try to come back for it. Battle for the puck. Ends up back in the Rampage zone. White gets there. 1 minute left on the power play. White skates out from behind to the near side, up to Whitted. Whitted makes a move. He's into the zone, near side point. Tries to send it backwards, and the Blue Jackets are going to turn and clear. Blue Jackets players are going to get there first. Root picks it up. He's up and out of the zone. Pokes it through. Root over to Drexel. Doesn't get much on the shot. It goes wide of the net. Sarver down low for Root. Poke down into the corner. Comes back to Drexel. Drexel up to White at the point. White takes a shot. Goes wide of the net. Everybody was overloaded on the near side. Blue Jackets get there. They're going to turn and send it up and just out of the zone. Root turns with it. Sends it back in. Blue Jackets have it. And we have a... Root takes a check and his helmet comes off. 12:22 left in period number 2. And we'll get a face-off just outside the Rampage zone. There's 8 seconds left on the power play. Out on the ice, we've got Flanagan, Rahosian, Bennett, Foster, and Espirito. Espirito with it back in his own zone. Rahosian skates through. He's into the zone, drops it for Flanagan. Flanagan with the shot, goes wide of the net, comes to the near side. Foster gets there, down low, tries to skate it back in front and gets kind of tackled onto the back of the net. 12:02 left in period number 2. We get a stoppage. Same crew out as before. Flanagan, Foster, Rahosian, Bennett, and Espirito. And we're taking a minute to fix the net here. I don't know. Team meeting. Blue Jackets are back in 5, by the way. 12:02 left in period number 2. Rahosian over to Espirito. Quick shot. Body in the way. Blue Jackets coming back the other direction. They're offside on the way in. So Espirito's going to pick it up, feeds it up to Foster. Foster weaving through. It's into the zone, sends it down the wall, and gives a nice reverse check. Blue Jackets send it across. They're into the zone. Bisley turns it around and over to Whitted and now up to Rahosian. Rahosian wrangles it in. Rahosian with the goal! 11:35 left in period number 2. Rampage tie it up at 2. And what I was...
Watch this goal.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. Yevgeny Rahosian. Having an excellent game so far with the brand new stick that the Whitted family purchased for him last night. I'm going to keep taking credit because why not? Out of the ice, we've got Freitas, Whitted, Whittingham, Fewer, and Bisley. Puck comes out. Whitted turns around for Freitas. Freitas is into the zone, far side. Sends it down low. Around to the near side boards. Battle for the puck on the near side. I can't see the puck anymore. Tied up on the near side.
Scoring for the Rampage, number 91, Yevgeny Rahosian. Assisted by number 9,
Put down low. It ends up back behind. Sorry, we're laughing at the guy making the goal announcement, trying to pronounce Yevgeny's name. To be fair, I imagine Ukrainian is hard. Whitted has it coming up the near side boards. He's going to flip it into the zone, and it was just a little too far behind the red line, so they're blowing the whistle for icing. 10:44 left in period number 2. Faceoff will be back in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Judkins, Banyan, Lester, and White. Score's all tied up at 2. I hope the live feed's working again. Back to Lester. Lester sends it across to the far side. Goes off a skate, goes back behind the net. Blue Jackets feed it out front, nobody home. Up to the blue line, doesn't come out. Quick shot. Shields with a nice save. That was a quick one right up front.
Making a lot of shots close up, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, that's prime time scoring opportunity, right? Yeah. Little back and forth at neutral. Blue Jackets come the other way. They're back into the zone now. Into the corner. Oh, puck goes across. Shields has to put a stick on it quickly. Back down low. Blue Jackets feed it out front. Quick shot goes wide of the net to the near side corner. Esperito doing battle down low in the corner. Puck comes out. Blue Jackets get it back on their stick, and now it bounces towards Shields. And Esperito takes a cross check in the crease from behind. 10:02 left in period number 2. We're getting pretty close to an ice cut. A little over a minute of play. And they're going to take one from each team after the little kerfuffle. So we'll stay 5-on-5. Face-off will be in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Whitted, Freitas, Whittingham, Lester, and White. Rampage win the draw back down low. Lester sends it around to the far side. Whittingham up the boards, comes out of the zone. Freitas gets a stick on it, turns it around, and it doesn't. We can't make them offside. Now that was a cross check for sure. The puck gets stuck on the boards. We get a whistle on the stoppage. We'll have another face-off in the Rampage zone. 9:40 left in period number 2. Score's all tied up at 2. We'll get a fresh line change out on the ice. Judkins, Drexel, Root, Lester, and White. Jackets win it up to the point, across to the near side, back again. Quick shot, Shields with a nice save, bounce around out front. Comes up to the blue line, apparently not out. Down in the corner now. Lester chips it back behind. White doing battle on the far side corner now. Judkins and White in the mix. Battle for the puck on the far side boards. Still trying to come loose. And he gets sent back down low into the corner. Blue Jackets send it back down low and then up to the dot. Now up to the point on the far side. Back down the far wall. Puck deflects up in the air. Back behind. Lester gets a stick on it. Tries to change direction. Feeds it to White on the... Off the boards now. Comes up and out of the zone. Little battle for the puck right outside the zone. It's going to get sent back in. White down deep for it on the far side corner. Skates to the near side. He's up the boards to Drexel. Off of a stick and into the Blue Jackets zone. Root turns with it. Feeds it up to the point. Nobody home. It's going to come up and out. Root comes back for it. Tries to turn it around and bounce around. Stays in the Rampage zone. Centering pass goes just wide to the far corner. And we could use a stoppage right about now. Puck goes wide. Sarver's going to turn and clears it up and out of the zone. Back out again. Sarver turns, sends it in. It's going to rim around to the far side. Blue Jackets pick it up behind their net. Send it out to the far wall. Blue Jackets turn with it. They're 2-on-1 in the zone. Sarver gets back on the back check. Puck down to the near side corner. Visually gets there. It rims around, and Fewer pulls it out of the air, sends it up to Sarver off his stick. Blue Jackets have it. Back to the far side. Looked offside to me. Backed in. Shot taken. Shields with a save. It's to the near side boards. Puck comes out of the corner. Blue Jackets get their first, feed it out front. Shields with a nice save on that one. Bisley's going to pick it up. He's going to send it up in the air. Play will continue. I almost wish it were icing. Blue Jackets skated out to the far side. They're into the Rampage zone, far side. Shot taken. Shields pokes it aside. Centering pass, and Sarver gets a stick on it. He's going to turn and fire. That will be icing. And thank goodness we'll get a stoppage. 6:56 left in the period, and we'll get an ice cut. And we really, really needed a stoppage for an ice cut at that point. So Blue Jackets were turning it on pretty hot and heavy. But as we go into the cut, score is currently 2-2 in favor of no one. We'll be back in about 10. I'm going to fiddle with the network a little bit, and we'll see you guys then. All right, folks, welcome back as we get ready to start the second half of the second period. Score is currently tied at 2. And I will say that, we're being a little bit outplayed, but we've managed to keep the score tied up. This is a good team. We knew that going in, and we knew we were going to – I'm going to keep the one that I've got because right now I feel like we could be playing better, but I'm happy with the results. So they are. They're fast. They're big. They're and sorry, folks, I'm going to hold the microphone away so I can give an actual opinion. All right, here we go. How are you? Drexel gets the puck. He's going to clear it up the near side boards out to neutral. Bounces through into the zone. Back into the Rampage zone now. Lester has to chase it back behind his own net to the near side. Changes directions for White. White up the far side boards for Root. Root stretch pass out to Drexel. Drexel's into the zone. Takes a shot. Body's in the way. Judkins with the follow. Michael Judkins with the goal in the conservatory. Short stick side. And with 6:32 left in period number 2, Rampage take the first lead of the game. Their first lead of the game.
Check out those Judds. Goal. What?
I was trying to think of something witty to say, but I had nothing. Out on the ice, we've got Whitted, Freitas, Whittingham, Bennett, and Espirito. Rampage win the draw over to Espirito. He's going to flip it up. Blue Jackets turn it back around. Whittingham gets a stick on it, feeds back to Espirito. Up the boards on the far side. Jackets with it again in their own zone. Over to the near side, up the wall, and through, and that is icing. 6:16 left in period number 2. Faceoff's going to be in the Blue Jackets zone. Same group will stay out on the ice. Rampage win the draw. Freitas with the shot, goes off a body and wide. Bounces to the far side. Comes up and out of the zone. Would have tried to hold it at the blue line, but I think it bounced just a little outside. Rampage are offside. 6:07 left in period number 2.
Scoring for the Rampage, number 27, Michael Judkins.
Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Banyan, Sarver, Espirito, and Bennett. Blue Jackets win the draw back in their own zone. Stretch pass across the far side doesn't connect. That'll be icing. We get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Blue Jacket zone. 6:01 left in period number 2. Same group out as before. Sarver, Roberts, Banyan, Bennett, Espirito. Tight up on the draw. Blue Jackets send it across the far side. Stretch pass back across to the near side. Bennett is back. Sends it around to Espirito or towards Espirito. Blue Jackets send it back down. Fed out front. Shot. Body's in the way. And now the puck goes up and over to the near side corner. Puck goes across the far side boards. Up to the point and out. Blue Jackets lose the handle. Turned around. Steal by Banyan. Banyan's in. Quick shot. Goes off a stick and into the near corner. Blue Jackets turn and clear it up to Bisley at neutral ice. Bisley's going to send it back in. Blue Jackets send it to the near side. Rampage getting a change. They're going to dump it into the Rampage zone. Takes a weird bounce in the corner. Stays where it's at. Bisley sends it up the near wall. Off of Flanagan's stick into the Blue Jacket zone. Goaltender's going to cover it up. We'll get a stoppage. We'll get a face-off in the Blue Jacket zone. 4:57 left in period number 2. On the ice, Rahosian, Flanagan, Judkins, Bisley, and Fewer. Puck comes up to the point. Back down again. Blue Jackets send it across to the far side. Kick it into the zone on the far side. Fewer feeds it over to the near side boards. And Flanagan gets there and clears it. Goes off a Blue Jacket stick and into the zone. Rahosian's going to chase it on the forecheck. Up the wall on the far side. Blue Jackets up and out of the zone. Down the wall on the far side. Centering pass. Judkins gets a stick in the way. Deflects up and out of the zone. Jackets send up the near side wall. And comes back out to Rahosian. Rahosian overlooking for Flanagan. He's going to dump it into the zone down low. Blue Jackets pick it up low. Whitted with a poke check. He's going to do battle to try to keep the puck down low. Root picks it up. Root skates to the near side. Looks. Sends it down the wall to White. White centers it. Sticks in the way. It's bouncing around. And it's going to end up in the far corner now. Drexel picks it up in the far corner. Drexel doing battle down low. Puck tied up in the corner on the far side. Blue Jackets send it around to the near side. White's waiting. White skates down, takes a shot, goes off the side of the net. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! And Rampage had a goal, but the net came off in the attempt to save it, and so they waved it off. Out on the ice, we've got Freitas, Judkins, Whittingham, Bennett, and Espirito. Blue Jackets send it up the near side. Out to Bennett, across to Whittingham. Blue Jackets send it up and out. Espirito's got it. He turns with it to the far side, sends it in. They waved it off. Play will continue. Blue Jackets send it up the near side. Takes a weird bounce. Judkins pinching in. Centers the pass. And it comes back out to the near side wall. Into the zone. And now steal by Whittingham. Whittingham's coming back the other way. Whittingham into the zone on the near side. Off the wall now. Blue Jackets have the puck. Fed out front to the far side. Bennett is going to turn with it. Sends a pass over to Bisley. Bisley up to Judkins. It doesn't connect. That's going to be icing. 2:52 left in period number 2. Rampage should be up by 2, but we were robbed. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Roberts, Sarver, Fewer, and Bisley. Over to the far side. Banyan up, clears the zone. Sarver breaks a stick and goes into the boards hard. Back into the Rampage zone, far side. Shot goes wide of the net. Near side boards. Another shot goes up and over. Takes a weird bounce off. These boards are weird here. Up and out to neutral ice. Blue Jackets turn it around. They're on the far side into the Rampage zone. Shot. Shields turns to the side. Fewer chips it to the near side corner. Tied up on the boards on the near side. Fewer makes a move in the corner. Fewer's off the wall. Skates it out of the zone. Chips it up to Flanagan. Flanagan in the zone. Sends it across. Goes off the far side boards. Blue Jackets sends it up. They're out of the zone now. Lester has it down low. Stretch pass up for Whitted. It's off his stick. Goaltender's going to cover it up. We'll get a stoppage and a face-off in the Blue Jacket zone. 1:49 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Rahosian, Whitted, Flanagan, White, and Lester. Flanagan with it. It's going to go to the far wall. Rahosian sends it down the boards, rims around to the near side. Puck comes up and out to neutral. Flanagan with it. Flanagan changes. White's going to send it into the zone. Rahosian's in on the forecheck. Blue Jackets send it around to the far side. Up and out of the zone with it. Into the Rampage zone. Lester gets a stick on it. Drives it down low into the near side corner. Changes directions to the far side. White feeds it up the boards. Blue Jackets are there. Now Rahosian turns with it up to White. White's up and out of the zone. He's got Flanagan with him. White takes a shot. Goaltender turns it aside. It's off the back of the net. Blue Jackets across to the near side. Up and into the zone. Quick shot. And I'm not sure if Shields got a piece or if Shields is hurting, though. One of our players went sliding into him. Drexel coming back. He's in the zone. Blue Jackets send it up the far side. Back over to the near side. Into the Rampage zone now. Centering pass goes through to the far corner. Back down low. Battle for the puck down low comes up to Drexel. He turns and fires. That'll be icing. We'll get a whistle and a stoppage. 18.8 seconds left in period number 2. Face off in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Whitted, Whittingham, Freitas, Fewer, and Bisley. Rampage win the draw to the corner. Bisley sends it hard around to the far side. Whittingham gets pinched on the wall, gets poked up and out of the zone. Blue Jackets are going to send it in hard. Rims around to the far side. Whitted trying to tie it up, and time expires on period number 2. Your score after 2 is 3-2 in favor of the Rampage, and realistically, it should be 4-2. I'm still going to hang on to the fact that we had a goal called off.
Goal in the second period. Ohio 7 for a 2-period total of 17. Colorado 5 for a 2-period total of 8.
Out. They just announced the shots on goal. Rampage had a couple more, but not that many more. But I feel like this period was a little bit better for us. Currently leading by 1 goal, and very similar to the last time we played against this team, we had 1 goal called off that, in my opinion, should have been. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Coach over talking to the boys. We'll get ready to go here for period number 3, and it's only going to get harder from here. I do feel like the boys amped up pretty well in the second, regardless of how many shots on goal and whatnot. But we just need to keep amping it up a little more, keep the pressure going, and finish this game out strong. Out on the ice to get us started for period number 3. Ryder Shields is in net. We've got Whitted, Whittingham, Freitas, White, and Lester. Tied up on the draw, back to Lester. Lester over to White. White feeds it through, goes off of Whittingham's skates, and now he's going to dump it in hard to the zone. Goes to the far side corner. Comes back out to Whitted, feeds over to Whittingham. Quick shot, body in the way. It's going to bounce out to neutral. Blue Jackets turn it around into the Rampage zone on the far side. Shot gets deflected up and over, and it's going to come up and out of the zone. Blue Jackets within neutral ice, across to the far side. Back again, up the near side boards, off the wall. Whitted turns around, feeds it over to Drexel off of his stick. Jackets turn it back around into Lester. Lester over to Espirito. Espirito up off of Drexel's stick. Comes back to Espirito, and Blue Jackets are going to dump it into the zone on the near side. Centering pass, Root with the steal. He's going to skate it up and out. Root takes the red line. He's going to dump it in. Puck to the far side corner. Blue Jackets send it up the wall, but not out. And now comes back to Drexel. Still bouncing around on that wall. It's going to bounce out of the zone now. Jackets skate back the other way. Shot taken. Shields with a save, and it gets poked to the near side. Comes out front. Excellent save as he is trying to pick up a stick. And we get a whistle for icing. Faceoff's going to come back to the Rampage zone. 15-26, or 27, excuse me, left in period number 3. On the ice, we've got Banyan, Sarver, Roberts, Bisley, and Fewer. Quick shot. Shields with a nice save right off the draw. Puck bounces out, comes back to the wall. Back to the near side. Back up to the point. Blue Jackets still with it. Shot. Body is in the way. Bounces and goes to the far wall. Sarver turns, clears it out to neutral. Blue Jackets up the near side. Send the puck wide of the net. It's going to bounce to the far side. Quick shot, deflects up and over. Ends up on the near wall. Puck down low, centering pass. Sarver with the steal. He's going to send it up and out to neutral. Blue Jackets with it. Rampage getting a couple players changed out. Nice poke check by Banyan to turn the puck around. Blue Jackets send it across to the far side. Back through neutral. Blue Jackets recollect the puck at neutral ice. Goes off the linesman. Flanagan over to Whitted. Whitted's into the zone. Takes a shot from up high. Deflects up into the netting and out of play. We get a stoppage. We'll have a face-off in the Blue Jacket zone. 14-17 left in period number 3. And out on the ice, we've got Rahosian, Judkins, Flanagan, Lester, and White. Cross to the near side. Blue Jackets send it. That'll be icing. We get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Blue Jacket zone with 14-11 left in period number 3. Puck comes back to the blue line, and Flanagan's going to send it to the far corner. Back behind the net now, gets fed out front. Flanagan with a shot, goalie with a save. He's going to hang on. We get a stoppage. Face off in the Blue Jacket zone. 14:02 left in period number 3. On the ice, Freitas, Whittingham, Whitted, Lester, and White. Puck goes to the far wall, comes up to the blue line but not out. White keeps it in. Bouncing around down front. Whittingham gets a stick on it, centers it, and it gets knocked into the near side corner. Battle for the puck down low. Freitas pulls it off the wall, up to Lester at the point. Shot taken, body's in the way, it bounces out of the zone. Blue Jackets back in the Rampage zone with speed. Quick shot, Shields with the save. And you know what? That player drove right into Shields on the shot. You can't do that even as a follow-through.
Nice job, Ryder!
You can't do that even as a follow-through. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm going to calm down. 13:30 left in period number 3 out on the ice. We've got Judkins, Root, Drexel, Espirito, and Bennett. Espirito skates to the far side, holds up behind the net. Sends it up the boards. It takes a weird bounce, comes out to neutral. Jackets turn her back around again. Jackets send it across to the far side, back into the Rampage zone. Shot taken, Shields with the save. He hangs on. We get a stoppage. We'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. 13:14 left in period number 3.
Yeah.
Puck bouncing around. Goes wide of the net, back behind. Fewer picks it up on the far side. Skates up, feeds it up to Drexel, comes out of the zone. Blue Jackets recollect, and Judkins gets a boot in the way of the pass and sends it back into the zone. Blue Jackets come skating up the near side. They're going to dump it into the Rampage zone. Takes a weird bounce again. Everything's a weird bounce off the boards today. Drexel turns and clears it. Blue Jackets with it. Neutral ice. Over to the near side. They take the red line, and then they're going to dump it to the far corner. Bisley sends it up the near side wall. Blue Jackets hold it at the point. Comes back to Bisley down low. Up to Banyan. Banyan off the wall. Comes out of the zone. Blue Jackets send it back in, but they have to tag. Shields is going to cover it up, and we'll get a stoppage and a face-off in the Rampage zone. 12-17. Blue Jackets coach is hot about something. Out on the ice, we've got Flanagan, Judkins, Rahosian, Lester, and White. Puck comes up to the point across to the far side. Centering pass, Rahosian picks it up. Out to Flanagan. Flanagan into the zone, and Rampage are offside on the way in. 12:06 left in period number 3. Faceoff's going to come outside the Blue Jacket zone. Same group out as before. We've got Judkins, Flanagan, Rahosian, White, and Lester. Puck goes across to White on the far side, back into his zone. Sends it up the boards. That doesn't connect, but it could have been played, so they're going to let quick shot. Back down the wall, comes up and out to Lester on the near side. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Blue Jackets pick it up. They're going to skate it to the near side, chip it into the Rampage zone. Held up down low. Battle for the puck up the wall. Whittingham turns with it, sends it across to Freitas. Freitas is into the zone, got a little room. Freitas with a shot, goes up and over. Pinched on the near side boards, held in the zone. Down into the corner. Freitas out front. Oh, Whittingham with a nice redirect. Goaltender with a nice save. Espirito chips it back in. Rampage tag. Blue Jackets have it. They send it up and out. Quick shot, and then Shields is going to cover, and we'll get a stoppage. 10:54 left in period number 3. Face off in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Root, Judkins, Drexel, Lester, and White. Tied up in the corner. White turns, tries to skate it up, sends it up. It comes to Judkins. Judkins feeds it over to Drexel. They tag up. Drexel's going to dump it in. Puck back behind. Near side corner. Jackets come skating up the near side. Goes off of a stick. Bounces across to the far side. Down into the corner. Back behind the net now. Drexel doing battle. Drexel gets a stick on it. Feeds it over to Lester. Lester into the zone. Lester feeds it back down low. A couple Rampage players getting a change. Puck goes to the far side corner. Sarver ties things up in the corner on the far side. Got a couple of Blue Jackets players, and he gets his feet taken out from under him. 10:02 left in the period. Puck in the near side. Into the corner. Root gets there. Blue Jackets coming up and out. They're offside. No call. Play continues. Ends up down low in the corner on the far side. Puck comes to Roberts. Roberts turns with it. chips it up and out of the zone. It bounces past a player in the Blue Jackets zone. Play will continue. Rampage getting a couple players changed out. Sarver in on the forecheck. Blue Jackets come skating out through neutral, near side. Puck bouncing around out front. Bennett's going to clear it up to the blue line and tag up. Shields holds it up. Blue Jackets turn with it in the corner. Banyan picks it up on the near side. Banyan skates up and out of the zone. He's across the red line. Held up and comes up and out of the zone. Near side. Battle for puck into the zone. Blue Jackets to the top of the circle. Deflects off a stick into the netting and out of play. 8:42 left in period number 3. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Whitted, Friedis, White, and Lester. And sorry, folks, for the confusion. I was just saying it should be 4-2 because we had a goal that got called off. The score is actually 3-2 in our favor right now. And we've got a penalty coming to the Rampage. Looks like to Lester. And with 8:38, Rampage are going to be on the penalty kill. Out on the ice to get us started on PK, we've got Judkins, Drexel, White, and Bennett. Puck comes up top, and Drexel's going to clear it up and out. 8:33 left in the period, 1:52 in the penalty kill. Having trouble with words today. Jackets with it, sending it across the near side point. Down low. Up to the point. Back down again. Shot taken. Shields with a save. He hangs on. .130 left on the penalty kill. 8:08 in the period. Out on the ice, we've got Whitted, Whittingham, White, and Bennett. Jackets win the puck up to the point, across to the far side. Shot taken, Shields with the save. Comes to the near side wall. Back up to the point. Back down low, centering pass, bounces around. Whitted's going to turn and clear it. Minute 11 left on the penalty kill. Judkins in on the forecheck. Jackets in their own zone, drop it to the trailer. Up the near side, into the Rampage zone, down the wall. Up to the circle, and then up to the point on the far side, across the near side, down the wall on the near side. Jackets still with the puck. Over to the far side, up to the blue line, chipped it in the corner on the near side. Up to the point on the near side. Shot taken, Shields with the save. He's going to hang on. 35 seconds left on the penalty kill, 7:13 in the period. Out on the ice, Whitted, Whittingham, White, and Bisley. Jackets win the puck. Far side point. Down low. Shot. Shields with the save. He's going to hang on. 28 seconds left on the penalty kill. 7:06 in the period. Same penalty killers out as before. Rampage win the draw. White turns and fires. It's going to bounce up and out. Whitted's going to try to chase it down. Jackets goaltender plays it to the defenseman. Whitted on the forecheck. Puck to the near side corner. Jackets are going to regroup behind their net. 15 seconds left on the penalty kill. Pass across. Goes off a skate. Jackets into the zone on the near side. Shot taken. Shields with a nice save. That was a tough one to see. Nice grab. 8 seconds left on the penalty kill. 6:46 in the penalty or the period. Excuse me. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Freitas, White, and Bisley. Puck comes to the near side. Back down low in the corner, gets sent up and cleared, and the time expires on the penalty. Rampage are back in full strength. Jackets pick it up. They're going to skate it up the far side. Up the wall into the Rampage zone. Drexel and Bennett doing battle in the corner on the far side. Puck comes loose. Drexel gets a stick on it. Skates to the near side. Feeds it up off the glass. That'll be icing. And we'll get a stoppage. 6:10 left in period number 3. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Roberts, Sarver, Espirito, and Bennett. Puck comes up top. Jackets send it across the far side. Sarver gets in the way of that shot. It comes up out of the zone. Battle for the puck. Roberts backhands it into the Jacket zone. They send it across to the far wall. Pass comes through. It's into the Rampage zone deep. Into the corner on the near side. Tied up on the wall on the far side. Roberts and Bennett are in the mix. Poked, it comes back to Roberts, off the wall, and now Espirito up to Banyan. Banyan's going to skate across the red line, send it in just wide of the net. He's going to go to the bench for a change. Flanagan in on the forecheck. Jackets to the near side, off the stick into the Rampage zone. Puck bounces out front, quick shot, and that one's going to go in. So with 5:10 left in the period, the Blue Jackets tie it up on what was a really lucky bounce right out front to the player crashing in. Out on the ice, Whittingham, Whitted, Freitas, Lester, and White. Jackets win the draw. Send it across to the far side. Freitas is going to dump it in. Blue Jackets with it in the near side corner. Whittingham tries to tie things up down low in the corner. Near side wall. Comes off the wall to a Blue Jackets player. Back behind the net now. Up the wall on the near side. Blue Jackets flip it way up in the air. It's back in the Rampage zone. It doesn't have enough for icing. White has to get there. Send it up to Whittingham. Whittingham to Freitas. Freitas is into the zone. Over to Whitted. Quick shot. Goaltender makes a save. It's bounced around up front. Freitas tried to get there. Puck ends up back behind. Jackets send it up and out of the zone. And side wall. Off the wall. Blue Jackets are into the zone. Pass across to the far side wall. Blue Jackets down low in the corner. Centering pass comes up to a player, hits him in the boot, and ends up down low. Bounces up to Bennett. Bennett to Drexel. Drexel skates into the zone to the near side. Drexel with the shot. Goaltender with the save. He hangs on. We get a stoppage while the face-off in the Blue Jacket zone. 3:41 left in period number 3. Out on the ice. Banyan, Roberts, Sarver, Lester, White. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Jackets in it across the far wall. Into the Rampage zone now. Lester up the near side wall. Roberts picks it up. He skates up and out. Roberts is into the Jacket zone. Quick poke check, and then secondary shot deflects and goes to the far corner. Sarver feeds it back down low. It's stuck back on the wall. Roberts comes in, picks it up, makes a move back behind, feeds it out front. And I concur. I concur with my expert analyst assessment. And we lost one because of that earlier. So 3:11 left in the period. We've got Bennett, Whitted, Freitas, Bisley, and Whittingham on the ice. Freitas gets a stick, sends it down low. Battle for the puck on the boards. It's in the corner now. Blue Jackets send it up, but now out to neutral. Blue Jackets to the far side. Into the Rampage zone. Puck comes down low. Bisley gets there, sends it up off the glass. Bounces off a stick, and now Whitted's going to turn with it, chips it over to Whittingham on the far side. Shot. Goaltender makes the save. It ends up in the far corner. Poke back behind. Blue Jackets regain the puck. Up the near side boards. They're going to send it into the corner on the far side. Blue Jackets skated over to the near side. Centering pass attempt. It ends up back behind the net. Blue Jackets up to the point on the far side. Shot. Body's in the way. Oh! Shields with an excellent couple of saves. Whittingham takes a... You can't reset it! Every time their net comes off, we get a whistle. And they're just going to go ahead and ever so gently reset Ryder's net. Hook down low into the corner. Blue Jackets with it. Sorry. I'm starting to get mad at the referees now. 1:44 left in the period. Down into the corner. Tied up down low. And Drexel's going to turn, clear it up and out. That'll be icing. 1:26 left in the period. Faceoff will be back in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Judkins, Root, Drexel, Espirito, and Bennett. 1:25 left in the period. I know.
Right here.
Pass across, shot, goes up and over. It's going to go to the far side corner. Tied up on the boards on the far side. Blue Jackets pull it off the wall, move back behind. Puck comes up to the near side wall, up to the point. Blue Jackets across to the far side. Shot taken, sticks in the way. Judkins sends it up the boards, doesn't clear the zone. Bennett turns and gets stuck down low. Puck back in the Blue Jackets zone. Play will continue. 49 seconds left in the period. Face-off be in the Blue Jackets zone. 45.9 seconds left in the period. Score tied at 3 on the ice. Whitted, Whittingham, Freitas, Lester, and White. Puck comes back to White, across off the boards to Whittingham. Blows a tire, and now Jackets turn it around. Yeah, they're not going to call it, though, which is good. That did help us out. White sends it up the boards on the far side. Freitas backhands it and gets... Whittingham turns with it, feeds it up the near side. Blue Jackets turn around, back into the zone, back out of the zone. Whitted gets there, is in the Blue Jacket zone, tries to feed it through, goes off a skate to the far wall. Whittingham gets there. There's just 4 seconds left in the period. Puck's down low. They're going to try to tie it up, and time will expire on the period. So your score after 3 is 3-3, all tied up. We will go to overtime again for the second time in 2 games.
Be a little tired.
They are going to be tired.
I mean, I know it's actually.
Well,
Shot time roll the third period. Ohio 14 for a total of 31. Colorado 9 for a total of 17.
All right, folks, we got 5 minutes up on the board. We'll get ready to go over this overtime period, and I'm going to slide down the bench and just stress out a little bit. This is going to be a tough one. What we know about this team that we're playing against, they're pretty fast, and they're pretty skilled, and we'll be 3v3, so there's a lot more open ice. So our boys just have to play hard, just like we did yesterday. See what we can come up with. Out on the ice to get us started, we've got Ryder, Shields, and net. Drexel, Whittingham, and White to get us going for the overtime.
Go, Jackie!
Blue Jackets win the draw. Send it back to the player in their own zone with it. They're going to try to regroup behind their net. Blue Jackets to the near side. Send it across. White wrangles it in. Sends it over to Drexel. Drexel's going to regroup behind his net. Waiting to see what we got to work with. Drexel skates out to the far side, sends a pass up to Whittingham. Whittingham's into the zone. Oh, fans on the shot. Comes back down low, and White's going to wrangle it back in. White up to Drexel. Rampage are going to get a couple players changed on the ice. Puck goes off the wall, takes a weird, off the lineman apparently, again. And Jackets regained the puck. They're into the zone. Little crash of a couple of Rampage players, and Drexel looks like he's a little ginger out there. He's going to get to the bench and get a change. Blue Jackets are going to regroup behind their net. Into the Rampage zone on the near side. Skate down the wall. Back into the corner. Freitas up to Whitted. Whitted's one-on-one into the zone. Makes a move to the outside. He holds up over to Freitas. Freitas with the shot. Goes off a boot. Freitas recollects the puck up to Bennett. Bennett with the shot. Oh, the goaltender makes a save on that one. Battle for the puck down low. Blue Jackets are going to send it back. I think Rampage are going to get a couple players changed out again. Blue Jackets up the near side wall. Cross to the far side. Move into the zone over to the near side. It's down into the corner. Over to Lester. Lester makes a move to the near side. Changes direction back to Judkins. Judkins behind his net. He's going to regroup. Skates up the near side. Sends it over. Pass doesn't connect. They're a little quick on that line change. Mannion up to Lester. And now Lester's going to send it over to Judkins on the near side. Judkins back to Lester. Lester back to Judkins. Judkins skates to the near side. He's going to skate from behind his net. Hold up. Sends a pass up to Banyan. Back to Judkins. Judkins across the red line into the Jacket zone. Quick shot. Sticks in the way. Goes into the corner. Judkins sends it up. White's going to have to come back and collect it. Rampage players getting a quick change. White gets tripped a couple of times. Puck tied up in the corner. Tied up in the corner. Drexel pulls it out of the corner. Drexel turns with it, skates to the near side. He's going to turn, hold up, see what he has to work with. Up to Whittingham. Oh, off of a stick, and the Blue Jackets recollect, and then Drexel gets there, sends it back to Whittingham. Whittingham backhands it up towards Bennett. Bennett back to Drexel. Minute 14 left in overtime. Drexel skates up the far side, over to Whittingham, goes off of a stick. Comes back to Bennett. Bennett sauces it across to Drexel. Drexel's going to drive the zone, takes a quick shot, goes wide of the net. He's going to go to the bench for a change. Jackets pick up the puck down low. 55 seconds left in overtime. Blue Jackets skate out from behind their net. Bennett has the puck. Oh, loses the handle. Blue Jackets get there. Fed up to the point. Quick shot goes wide. Whitted turns on the near side wall. Gets hooked up from behind, and Blue Jackets take the puck back. They're going to send it across the far side. 29 seconds left in overtime. Blue Jackets with the puck. They're back into the Rampage zone. Move to the near side, and Whitted gets in the front of that. Every time somebody breathes on the net on their side, they stop. You got to be kidding. I tell you what, these refs really want this Blue Jackets team to win. Time expires on overtime. Okay, well, we'll go to a shootout just like yesterday. Yeah. Ohio, yeah. I am too. And we control. Yeah. We did. Right. Yep. We controlled it pretty well through overtime. All right. First up, Blue Jackets to take their first shootout attempt. Shields with a save. Closes the door, Ryder Shields. Out on the ice to take the first attempt for the Rampage, Mason Root. The Blue Jackets goaltender makes the save. Blue Jackets with their second attempt. That one's going to go in. Freitas to take the second attempt for the Rampage. He's going to sail it a little bit wide. Blue Jackets to take their third attempt, currently up 1-0. And Shields with the save. Woo! Nice patience by Ryder Shields on that one. Waited him out. Brady Bennett out to take the third Rampage attempt. Bennett with the goal. So now we'll go to round 4. Blue Jackets on their fourth attempt.
Come on, Shields!
Ryder Shields with another save. Carter Drexel up to take the fourth attempt for the Rampage boys.
Come on, drop guy. Out of the way, Carter.
Now leads it! Carter Drexel with the win!
Twice in 2 games, the Rampage boys have been in a very tight, very exciting shootout. Drexy with Hands So Sexy. And congratulations, I'm very excited to announce another Rampage win. 2 games, 2 wins, 2 shootout wins. Excellent game by a number of players. Battled them off, and was exactly as I thought. Blue Jackets were a very good, very strong team. So it's all the more sweetness that our boys came away with the win today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you were available to, sorry about any problems with the live stream. I have a feeling it's kind of just going to be one of those weekends. We'll see you guys later today. 6:30 Central Time is our next game.
Wow.
See you guys then.
You know, there are 2 in Tier 1.
I thought they were 3. The schedule.
Goalies did good last
Yes.
2 games.
Agreed.
It kills me. I don't know if the competition continues.